Alright, so for anyone checking the video, which I already recorded this morning, so I don't really need to be recording right now, but whatever, might as well. We got people who are sick. So here's our homework for the week. On closure days, guys, let's talk about how the end of a chapter works. There is no lesson for closure. It is wrapping up the chapter. So that whole day, we just take questions from the homework, I mean the whole class period, right? And just do the closure together. So if you're done, like, here's what else I'm saying. If you totally work ahead this week and you come to class on Thursday with all of your homework done, I got nothing else for you for chapter 1. I'll either hand you chapter 2 stuff or I'll hand you extension stuff. Like stuff to make you even stronger at math. Or you can like hang out and do whatever. But I wouldn't. I would leave the closure to do at least some of the closure problems until Thursday during class. Also, if you have any homework questions, we'll take those on Thursday. Important reminders, because this is a change from previous weeks. If you are wanting to do math as a group during extensions, your only option is come do that here. So, if that changes what you do at extensions, which some of us, we got to start doing our revisions, right? Our extensions list is revisions, then anything missing, then homework. But yeah, it's just, I'm the math guy, right? The other reason for that is I want to know what we're struggling on. Not that you necessarily need to get help from me, but if I continually hear every group talking about the same question, then I might go ahead and do that question for you, like I did last week. So if you, oh, by the way, pro tip, we have figured out what's up with YouTube. You gotta search Micah Hudson and get to my page this way. Otherwise, like, if it gets blocked, go to it this way. Like, if for some reason, make sure you're logged in. So, like, open a Gmail, right? Like, open a Gmail tab. And then, once you're here, just click videos. And then it shows you, like, the most recent uploads. This is still uploading. That's why it's got that weird symbol. So, last week's homework, check it. Chapter 194. Right? Problem 94. I did problem 94 for you. Problem 80. I did problem 80 for you. Whatever people come and ask about at extensions today, I'll probably do those problems for you. Like, I am here to do math for you. That's my job. With you. Not for you, with you. Yes. Always. Yeah. It's, I mean, that's gonna happen. So, maybe I should get an intern, like one of you guys, to do it for me. So this, I am going to post grades in math as soon as I quit being such an old man who can't work technology. So, I tried to post grades this weekend and I couldn't get an assignment to stick. Now what Mr. Cabilo has told me I need to do is stop using Chrome and use Firefox. So, I'm probably going to post grades tonight. Whatever's written down in my binder is what I think is true up until anyone has turned in. Nope, none of you have turned in anything this class period. So I have everything graded. Except for your mastery revisions, which I'm not putting that grade onto MAP yet. I just care about getting practice grades up there. So if you're missing practice, you get that alert of like, oh, I need to do my practice. So, if you turn anything in before you leave school today, I will grade that before I do stuff on MAP. Okay? I will get it in my book before I do stuff on MAP. Yes? That's a mastery. So if you get your revisions turned in, like let's say I have a progressing right now, and I turn in revisions today, and they're right, like they're good revisions, that progressing I got never goes in MAP, because now my grade is mastery, and now when Mr. Hudson goes to upload grades, it's a mastery. So like I always give you guys like a day or two to take care of your revisions before your parents need to see what your grade is, right? Like, you know your grade as soon as I hand it back to you. You don't need it in MAP. Only the kids that don't take care of their work really need it in MAP to get that kick in the butt. My wife normally gives me the kick in the butt that I need. Dues. I don't know why this says dues. The rest of chapter 1 is due on Friday. So class time Thursday is to take any other homework questions and do closure. So let's check 1, 2, 5. Vera.
You said you'd go over what the test was going to be again.
Oh, sure. Our test will be, and this is all, it's appropriate that we're checking homework, scaling axes. So, like problem, I forget which, this one. Like problem 174, that one was a scaling axes problem back from 1.2.2. So, like that problem. Probability, so like all the fraction problems, or like 90. I think this one was a probability problem. And 91 looks like it was a probability problem. Adding fractions. So like exactly what we're going to do today in class. Like might even be the exact same problems that we do today in class. Unit rate and proportional relationships. So unit rate goes with proportional relationships because a proportional relationship will have a unit rate. Yes. No. Huh? What are you talking about? Which problem? 103B. Give me a second. We got a question on 103, so I'm pulling that up. Figure out if you got other questions. So I'm actually going to refer to our homework help here. So Lila has broken up and then shaded 10 out of 25. But then we get told 40 over 100 is equal to. So they might have, yeah, they got my images here. So if I look just at the top row, rows go across, columns stand up and down. So the top row has just 2 shaded out of 5 total rows. So 2/5 would be equal. And if I slice it up even more, I don't know if they'll show me the picture. Yeah, so they don't have the picture shown of the 40 hundredths, but I could break this up even more and get 40 hundredths, which is still true because we can use a giant 1 to get there. We could do times 4 and times 4, which then we could reduce to 4/10. This will make more sense after today. We're doing a lot of giant 1 work today. So our giant 1 can be used to make numbers bigger or smaller. So like 1/4 here, to get it to 25%, we normally have to think about it as over 100. And to get to over 100, this is going to get way too big. Not way too big. To get to over 100, we would multiply the denominator by 25. So we also do the same thing with the numerator. That's how we get 25 over 100. Other questions? In 106, single fraction meant take the 2 fractions that are being added or subtracted and do it, right? Put them together. But to add or subtract, we need common denominators. Mallard? 105C. So the fraction that starts is the fraction 9/6. And this is one where we actually kind of go backwards to go forwards. So they give us 9/6 to start. If I immediately try to turn this into a 100 on bottom, that's real tough, right? If I'm trying to get to percent. Because I don't know if 6 goes into 100 like nice at all. But what I actually see is 9 and 6 do have a common factor, right? Something I could divide them by, of 3. Right? I could divide them both by 3. So another way to apply the giant one is divide by 3, divide by 3, and this becomes 3 over 2. Which then, that at least in my mind is a bit easier because we have an even number, like 2 on bottom. Even though 6 is an even number, 6 isn't quite as nice. So I can write this as a mixed number of 1.5. Or, from my 3 halves, I can get to a denominator of 100. Yeah, now we could do times 50. And if I do times 50 here, that gets me 150. So there's a lot of ways that we could do this. I like to, when I have numbers that seem to get along, like they have a common factor, get smaller and then get bigger. Other questions? All right. The answers are in the video, right? If you want to look at this more, answers are going to be in the video. So you can just go back to that and pause it if you want. The first question we talk about is in your notes packet. So note, like, and homework packet. So I did not say to put your packet away, because we're going to talk about it. So keep your packet out, please. And let's look at 1, 2, 6. So I got to clear all this ink real quick. You're also going to want that multiplication table out. So if you put your multiplication table away, get it out. So as always, yeah. Oh, that's because 0 wasn't in here. You have the packet though, right? You gave yours away?
No, mine was on the
That
table.
was rude.
Mine was on the table.
That's a likely story.
It was on
I swear, officer, it was on the table.
the table. You looked at it. Here's cameras.
So,
You could look at
I have ordered a variety of pizzas because that's all I ever can think about.
it. Okay.
And the pizza shop, weirdly enough, has cut my pizzas a little weird. I think they got a newbie cutting the pizzas, right? Because instead of making circular pizzas, they made rectangles. And not each pizza has the same size slices, right? So this pizza had 3 slices. This pizza had 2. Now, they're the same size. They were made in the same pan. So when I go to put my pizza away, I put them in the same box, and I say, like, oh, I have 2/3 of pizza left. I got 2, and I'm missing 1 slice, and I got 2 slices left. Is that accurate? I want you to talk with your group. Is this 2/3, or do I need to do something before I'm actually allowed to add these fractions? Take about 2 minutes to chat with each other. Yeah. You want another one?
Sure.
Or do you know where it is?
It's on my phone.
If, like, you don't have to have it with you. If you want to save paper, you can just, like, look off somebody else's and write it on graph paper if you want. This is the only problem in the lesson that's in the packet. So it's up to you, but I would rather not waste the paper. It's in your book, yeah. This is 108. I think it's page 51. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, man. If only you saying what I should or should not do would actually have any sort of power over me. Oh no, don't use that random strategy that I've been using for 8+ years. Went to the bathroom. Caitlin! Am I able to say that this is 2/3? Am I able to say that this, my leftovers, am I able to say that that's 2/3? No. Why can't I? Because it's wrong, right? Oh, Caitlin's really nice because I would have loved to have an opportunity to tell my teacher he was wrong. So, Caitlin, yeah, make the denominators the same. So this is 2 shaded and 1 not shaded. But what's the problem? They're not the same size. We got 3 different sizes here. Little bear, big bear, and bigger bear. I don't know. I forget Goldilocks. I don't know. There we go. There's a mama. So 3 and 2. What would a common denominator be? Anybody? 6. So over here, guys, write this down. Oh, by the way, I know this is not your homework, but when I go to check your homework and there's the classwork on your paper, what do you think I'm going to do if your classwork's totally blank? Yeah, make you come talk with me about why your classwork's totally blank, and then I'm going to make you write it down, so you might as well just write it down right now. Thanks. Please join me. Let's write. Let's do math. But you guys want to be all negative about it, I'll go Bob Ross on you and we can paint some happy trees.
Yeah! Let's go paint happy trees!
But it's all math. It's we got a happy little fraction here.
So what is this big one number?
No, so you just talk Bob Ross. You said, the 1 and the 2, they work real nice together.
Let's do that! That's actually 5/6. Well, this sucks. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're all like, wait, is there a 3rd? So, questions on this problem. If I was like the other teachers and followed books blindly, I don't know if other teachers do this or not. The book wants you to put a giant 1 around any of these. I don't care. I don't care. You don't have to. What I do want to make sure we understand is this isn't actually changing anything. It's like taking my pizza slicer and cutting this pizza in half across there and cutting this pizza in 3rds across there so that each of them have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices of the same size. Questions? I need to get some papers back to you guys. So, I want you, with your group, you don't have this on your paper, so you may just have to discuss with each other. Look at Lily's work, look at Armando's work, and look at Jose's work. Did anybody... Good call. Did anybody make a mistake? If not, you need to be able to, yes, I'm holding these up because I'm going to use random cards. You need to be able to tell me what they did to go from step 1 to step 2, step 2 to step 3. If there was a mistake, we got to fix it for them, right? If there's not a mistake, we just got to talk about what did they do. So for a second, I need to hand some papers out to people, okay? Because we've had people absent, everything else. So look at these, take a couple minutes, chat with each other. I need Vera, Stella, Caitlin, Chloe, Sophia. I just got papers for you guys. Vera, Stella, Sophie.
This is mine.
Yep. Landon. Both Minas. CX. Eric. Eric again. Your papers are here, guys. Phoebe. Here, hey, take this to Phoebe. Hey, 0. Take that to Phoebe. Eric. Robert. Macy. Mallory. You gotta turn the original text with our corrections. Staple it together, turn it back in. All we're really doing right now is checking that they make mistakes. Right? Like, what did they do? How did they do? What do we think? Did they better? That's gravity. And then we die. I said that's gravity. And we die. Like, gravity's a constant. We love. I think that's the whole life. I drop things, I pick it up. I drop things, I pick it up. And then my I'm not trying to be serious. I'm trying to be funny about it. That's gravity. Just like gravity is your whole life. Are you sure? Is that like a rule? Or you made it up? Did I say that? Find the quote. Clap, clap, clap. That almost worked. Eric, talk to me about Lily. Did they make any mistakes? Where did Eric? No? Well, what'd they do then with that left fraction? If you are talking, you are being extremely immature, and I don't understand it. Eric, what'd they do with the left fraction? Yeah, on top and bottom, right? So this got multiplied by 12, and this got multiplied by 12, meaning that nothing actually happened, right? Because we did times 12 on top and times 12 on bottom. What did they do with the right fraction, Peyton? Yeah, times 4 there. Double check times 4 there. So have they done everything right so far? Yeah. Did they get to the point we want to get to of common denominators? Yeah. Did they keep the common denominator? Yeah. Did they add their numbers correctly? Lily's good. Lily's good. Armando, same problem. Macy, what do you think? Did Armando make any mistakes? What do you mean he did this? His numbers are different. They start the same, but then they get different. Yeah, be careful, guys. I really want us to get in the habit of saying times 3 over 3. So you're right. He did times 3, but he did times 3 over 3. Excuse me, because it happens on top and bottom. Guys, I don't want to make you say they did times giant 1. That's hokey. But like that's what CPM wants. So get in the habit. They did times 3 over 3. And then what about the right side, Macy? Oh, he kept it. And kept it. Okay. Yeah, times 1 over 1, right? Like, did we get to common denominators? Did we add the numerators right? Did we keep the denominator? Did we make any mistakes? No, I think we're good. Nina Cave. What about Jose? You're all good. It's the third one. Actually, we should probably just take anyone get to the third one that want to talk to us about it. Robert? I'll scoot your.
1/4, so it starts with 1/4 plus 5 plus like all other ones. So 1/4 is multiplied by 6. Both of them are multiplied by 6.
There we go. Times 6 over 6.
And then 5/12 is multiplied by 2 over 2. And so they can get the same denominator. So 5 times 2 is 10, and then 12 times 2 is 24. And then they add both of them.
Oh no, he's doing the teacher said.
But wait.
What did I do wrong?
Hold on. Nobody made a mistake, but we got 3 different answers? Chloe?
They're all equivalent. They're just like, so if you take 12 times.
Oh my
Mic
God.
drop. People were talking and you couldn't hear Chloe. Say it again.
They're all equivalent.
They're all equivalent.
See, I didn't understand the question, but I understood that part, so I was a little confused on the question, but I got that part.
Write this down. 32 over 48 is the same as 8 over 12.
Seconds when you dropped that chair.
Ah, well, good thing you came back to life.
I made it.
Guys, like, don't drop microphones. It's bad for microphones. But, like, mic drop. All of these are the same. All of these are the same. So, guys, hold up. This goes back to us doing math together. Hold on. If I start telling you a way, you're fine. If I start telling you a way that you didn't do, should your immediate response be, oh, they're wrong? No. Your immediate response should be, oh, maybe they have another way of doing this. So as we do more and more work together this year, please fight the urge of telling someone they're wrong. All because they're doing something different than you. Now, funny story. Do you want to talk about what we were talking about back there and what you thought about Armando?
I was thinking that he did it wrong because he only did it one side when I was so used to doing it to both sides.
Yeah. So Ava had sort of made up this rule that was like, I think I have to mess with both fractions. No, we don't. You are allowed to just modify one of the fractions to match up with the other one.
Sorry to remind me of keep change one.
You careful. That's totally different. That's totally different.
That's for
So-
dividing fractions. Kentucky Pride fractions. Yeah.
I don't-
This is for dividing fractions.
No.
I can start just keeping track of lost time, and we can just go to extensions later. I don't think that has to happen, but that's what 3B is super easy because you guys get like excited because it's the end of the day. We need to keep keeping track of lost time. We can. Write down 5, 6. I would leave a little space after your 5, 6. Like probably a little bit more than what I did. So 5, 6 with a gap plus 3/4 with a gap plus, ooh, I didn't leave a gap. Plus 1/5. Using Hey guys, those of you saying I'm confused, you don't even know what the question is yet. I am getting actually pretty tired of kids saying I'm confused just to say something. You're lying. You're not confused, you're just impatient. So stop. You don't know what you're even being asked to do yet. Using your multiplication table, we can fairly efficiently search for common multiples, because our multiples are when we get bigger with the number. So if I look down the columns of 4, 5, and 6, I am looking for a multiple, right? A number in all 3 of these columns that I can turn the 4 into, and the 5 into, and the 6 into. Now, if I was just doing 4 and 6, 4 and 6 actually share a nice common multiple. at 24 or 12, but I'm going to use the 24 just to talk about it. I can then, your guys' pencils must be terrible. I can figure out what 6 needs to multiply by going across the other direction. So this tells me 6 will need to multiply by 4. But that's not what we're doing in this problem because you have to involve 5. And 5 does not have a 24. So we can't use 24. I don't want you to tell me what we can use because you're going to do this with your group. So to solve this problem, make your common denominators and then add up your fractions with your group.
Excuse me, please. I need Lacey added to the office. Lacey, please come to the office. Thank you.
There's a reason that when I wrote that down and said write this down that you chose that. Yeah. I shouldn't have to walk back to your paper to get you to actually participate. Where's your packet? Ah, that's why you're sitting here feeling like you don't need to write things down. If I was you, I would have drawn a picture of the thing from the packet. Guys, it shouldn't take me walking around to get you to put pencil and paper. What number can we find in all 3 columns? Shout it out. 60. Your group should be trying to turn these denominators into 60s.
My heart.
Guys, quit being so dramatic. You're not that scared. You're just wanting attention, so you're being dramatic. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it out. Quit being so dramatic. I get tired of it. Sorry, I've been at this for 10 years. We just need to do math. We can't write things down, but yet we can be extremely excitable. Like, nah, I doubt it. I think we're either one end or the other, not both. Huh? That's right. Like, it all comes together. Yep. I lost my pen. Oh, there it is. Vera, what do I need to multiply 6 by to turn it into 60? So I do that on top as well, giving me 50 over 60. Mallory, what do I need to multiply 4 by to turn it into 60? It's on your multiplication chart. Find your 4, go down your 4 column until you hit your 60, then look across. 15. So we do that on top also, and what's 3 times 15? 45. And Sophia, what about 5? What does 5 get multiplied by?
5 gets multiplied by 6, so you get the answer of 6 over 60.
Wait, 5, what? 5 gets multiplied by what?
Oh, why did I say 6?
Because you're thinking of 30.
Sorry.
You're good.
5 gets multiplied by 12. And there we get 12 over 60.
Now that we have our common denominator, it stays common. Guys, this is the biggest mistake I see with kids and like fraction addition. Guys, it's tricky. This is not like your kids and you should be better. Like, no, this is just like tricky in a bad way. If we are multiplying fractions, like we're doing right here, you do the top and the bottom. But when we add fractions, we don't do the bottom. It's tricky. The only way to get better is practice. Serious, guys. I'm not good at math. I'm practiced.
Mallory Coleman to the office, please. Mallory to the office.
What's our numerator? 50 plus 45 plus 12?
107.
107. And as a mixed number?
47 over 60, or 147.
Yeah, 1 and, so I don't know why I put an equals. 1 and 47 over 60. Questions on what we did here. Hint, hint, cough, cough, nudge, nudge. This is probably, maybe, going to be on your next mastery. Wink, nudge, cough. It totally will be.
So subtle.
Guys, that's how us Phoenix teachers work. There's no secret about what will be on your test. On the next mastery you take from me, you will be asked to do this. Yeah. I mean, so the only pop quiz that will ever happen in my room is if I just have straight up forgotten to tell you I have a mastery planned on this day. But as long as we keep doing a week at a time for plan book, you'll always know it's coming. I never keep secrets. I just forget. Like, I literally forget to tell you guys stuff, and you'll be like, there's a mastery today? And I'll be like, sorry, guess I forgot to tell you. Like, but it doesn't matter, because honestly, with my mastery, you can bring it back up and say, I'm not ready for this. I'm going to go work on homework. And you can just do the mastery later, because it's Phoenix.
It's illegal. They would kill us at my old school.
Doesn't, like, revising your work and getting points back feel like... It's because you got broken. Elementary school broke you. Sophie? Hey, I can't hear Sophie because y'all are talking. And I still have like 5 minutes of class. Or at least a couple. I don't know, I gotta check, but at least a couple. Go ahead. For what? Sometimes you can. I don't tell you that until you get there. So, fantastic question from Sophie. You can sometimes use your review previews for the mastery. However, I will not tell you that ahead of time. That's the other reason I don't let you turn in homework early. At least I try to get you to not do it, but people drop stuff in my bin and then I just sigh. Guys, keep your homeworks till I ask for them. A lot of times that's because I'll say, okay, for the last 10 minutes of this like mastery time, you can use your notes or your homework or whatever. Does that make sense? Your multiplication table is also a resource that is able to be used on tests. So I would hang on to your multiplication table if I was you. I'm pretty sure there are page protectors available in the pod, in those pod classrooms, because that's where we collected your school supplies. So you can check with those teachers. But that is all the time that I have for today. Please do tonight's homework and bring me questions tomorrow. We want to start to figure out what you're struggling with. Ask your parents that one. Not much. I can go back and show you.